Stacey here. Welcome back to another fragrance review, another excellent fragrance review. Not review, but excellent fragrance. Faqat Lil Rijal by Rasasi. Now, be careful not to say the name too fast. It starts to sound like a swear word. So, Faqat Lil Rijal. I do not know what this means, so I'm looking towards my subscribers in Saudi Arabia. Asif, particularly you, if you could help us with what does it really mean? Whatever it means, guys, Rasasi, once again, lives up to its expectation. This one is an eau de parfum concentration. It's a big hip flask-like bottle, but actually the juice is 50 ml, and there's some weight in the bottle just to make it heavy enough. But there's only 50 ml of juice. Now this fragrance, when I first smelt it, it reminded me of another quality oud-based fragrance. I don't know why I did 2 sprays there because I don't need to. This is very strong. So Faqat Lil Rijal reminds me of Tanal Oud Nashwa. I reviewed this fragrance about more than a year ago, and this, in my opinion, is one of the finest Rasasi oud fragrances and dirt cheap. It is unimaginably beautiful, well composed. It's a stunning fragrance. I've reviewed this, do check it out. But Faqat Lil Rijal reminded me of this in terms of quality. Faqat Lil Rijal is also a cheapie. So let's start. Delightful. So when you first spray this fragrance, you're going to smell 2 or 3 things. If you're used to oud, as in proper oud, not designer ouds, you'll smell proper oud. Yeah? Oh, it's deep. It's resinous, almost spiritual. Yeah, it's so deep. It's resinous, and it has got a slightly barnyardish backbone to it. And it's also spicy and leathery at the same time. Yeah, and it's got fine nuances of tobacco. The oud is spectacular. If you want to learn about oud, these are the 2 fragrances you need to buy to learn oud, and it will be a very cheap way to learn oud. You don't need to buy very expensive oud oils to learn oud. I did that mistake, but now that I've been through that journey over about 1.5 years, I understand that start with the cheaper ones, but you should know which ones to start with. These are the 2 good examples. Deep, amazingly spiritual, beautiful oud. Then what comes to the party is something which can best be termed as a spicy, candied lemon. So it counteracts the deepness of oud. Excuse me. That lemoniness is basically bergamot combined with geranium. Geranium has this sour rose smell. Then comes to the party this outstanding note of cardamom and saffron. So you can imagine so many goodies in here that in the first 5 or 10 minutes you'll be completely bowled over. But only and only if you're experienced with oud. I'll tell you straight away, right? You have to be experienced, otherwise you'll not like this, especially the barnyard smell. But your nose gets used to it. That's the beginning. In the middle stages, the fragrance actually brings in a bit more of that lemoniness and a bit more of that saffron and a bit more of that lemony rose water-like smell. And oud. It starts to smell like Killian's Rose Oud. And that's what surprised me. Killian's Rose Oud is fantastic, but it's very expensive. Excuse me. So the middle stage reminds me of Killian's Rose Oud, and it smells like a typical Middle Eastern rose oud combination, which is not my favorite. I'm bored of it. So I lived through the middle stages, and then the magic happens. The spectacular bit about this fragrance is its dry down, which happens in about 3 hours time. Proper dry down. And it stays till your next shower. Man, it brings in a very earthy and clean patchouli. I was going to say vetiver. Very clean and earthy patchouli with some very dry and aromatic sandalwood and a finely executed note of leather. So sandalwood, patchouli, leather and oud. Man, what else do you need? The lemoniness is gone, but the spiciness remains. This is about 4.5 hours dry down, and it smells amazing. It really, really does. There's another aspect to this fragrance which keeps coming and going. Every time I wear it, it's a bit different. That's the beauty of oud. Depending on your skin chemistry and weather condition, you smell slight nuances. The one that I really enjoyed yesterday, I did a full wearing yesterday, was that, it has this bracing medicinal smell. And the medicinal smell is not like a tincture smell, but it's more like a balm. Think tiger balm. If you've ever used it, you would know. Bracing warmth, very comforting. It wraps itself around you like a scarf, and that too a woolen scarf, not a silk scarf. So it's a heavy fragrance. I enjoy it, especially when it's an overcast day, when it's about to rain. I really enjoyed it yesterday and today as well. So that's in summary the scent. So let's talk about pros and cons. So number one pro is this fragrance is strongly masculine fragrance. This is out and out masculine. Yeah, there is no lovey-dovey designer oud type stuff. No, this is no nonsense, strong, slightly serious masculine. But it's a masculine scent. So if you like masculine scents, you're in for a treat. And this is not for boys. This is for men. So I would say this is about 30 plus. Yeah, with slightly serious personality. No nonsense. That's what it is. Okay. The other one is the seriously high quality of the composition. There is not a minute of this fragrance journey that you will think it is cheap, apart from the beginning. The beginning is a bit harsh and synthetic, but it takes about 5 minutes and then boom, the fun begins. It's beautiful, very high quality. The third one is the number of evolutions and complexity. Okay, so it starts off smelling this lemony oud smell. Yeah, lemony rosy oud with saffron. Then it goes into this lemony oud smoothness. Yeah, when sandalwood and patchouli join the party. Then the lemoniness goes away and it becomes this woody, sandalwood, clean, earthy scent with a heavy dose of oud. The barnyardish smell, that goes away. So they are like two distinct developments from where it starts. So the complexity is very obvious. And the fourth one obviously is the value for money, because as I said at the start, there's only two I know from Rasasi which are extremely high quality stuff. So this one currently is listed for about £28. 50 ml EDP for £28 for such a high quality oud fragrance is basically a bargain. Truly. Complete bargain. Now, let's talk about cons, downsides. This fragrance will take a bit of time. You have to give it at least 3 to 4 full wearings to even understand and try to get your nose adjusted to the fragrance. It will freak you out if you're not used to ouds. If you're used to ouds, you'll be fine. The other downside is, this is not obviously a typical designer oud, so I think majority of people will not like this fragrance. If they're not used to oud, they will not like it. So this is only for serious connoisseurs, yeah? And that can be a downside. Yeah. So wearability, I'll come to that in a minute. Third aspect is, even if you're used to oud-based fragrances, the barnyardy undertone that you smell at the start can be off-putting, especially if you spray it on your shirt. Then you're screwed, because that barnyardy smell it'll get amped up. So those are the pros and cons, I believe. In terms of performance, this is not a powerhouse fragrance in terms of projection, but it's a superb fragrance in terms of longevity. So you get about 15, 16, even 24 hours. Yeah, I've been getting 16 hours regularly. And I've worn it about 8 or 10 times in different weather conditions. So I would say its longevity is phenomenal. Projection, it tends to stay close to the skin. Not close, but at least you'll get that kind of projection. Somebody in your bubble will smell you. And that's true with all ouds. Ouds, you might not smell it, but others can smell it, and quite strongly. Oud has this nature to fatigue your nose. So be mindful of that. I think the projection is decent. In terms of sillage, extremely strong. Put 2 sprays under your shirt and you will smell it all day. Yeah? Sometimes it can get a bit too much because this is a heavy scent. Okay, very dense. In terms of compliment factor, I haven't received a single compliment, apart from a few curious questions like, that smells really really interesting fragrance. What are you wearing? Something that you haven't smelt on you. That sort of curiosity. Oud arouses that curiosity. And oud is also for your own pleasure. Oud is not something that you want people to smell. Oud is something for you to enjoy. Oud has this characteristic. It's very sobering, yeah, introspective. That's what oud does to you. And that's why oud is loved by so many people around the world. It takes a long time to understand oud. It has taken me, I'm still a student, it's taken me about 1.5 years to even get to scratch the surface really and see what oud does for me. And it does wonderful things for me. I'm amazed. So in terms of wearability, low wearability, yeah, because this fragrance is not suitable for warmer months, but it's really suitable for warm-ish months. Yeah, so autumn, I would say early and late spring, maybe early summer, maybe, and winter is perfect. You know, so you'll get about 6 months, 6 to 9 months of wearability, but it's mediocre wearability. Versatility in terms of occasions. Where do I wear this to? I didn't wear this to work because I was not very comfortable wearing this to work. But on my own and evening time, no issues. Even daytime on my own, no issues. So limited wearability. That's what I would say. So marks out of 10. I think the kind of composition this is, the complexity, the richness, the learning that will happen, the interesting aspect around developments, and the price point, they all point towards, about 8 out of 10. I think is a fair, marks. The reason I'm taking out 2 numbers is limited variability and versatility, lack of versatility. Another thing is it will divide opinion, yeah? So you have to be experienced. Hope you like the review, fellas. Take care. Bye-bye.